Hey guys, update video here. I can finally talk now in my videos because I was doing a lot of my other videos late at night when I got home from work. Couldn't talk because everyone was sleeping. So, here's the transmitter. You all see it. If you've been following the channel for a while, you know that these ground plane antennas, they're not connected to the transmitter in any way. It's all wireless. They're just ground plane reflector antennas. It just sits next to the transmitter and it connects to the ground, so the transmitter can pump its energy. It wirelessly couples to the antenna and pumps its energy into the ground. And that's what runs all these loads, wirelessly. I can take this little receiver circuit, touch it to anything metal, and it will light up. Anything metal. Like, what other device on the planet can do that you know of? Like, anything metal, it'll light up on. And I also had this little circuit that lights up a little bit. This was just my old antenna that sits up here. It's really just a little diode antenna. See, there's nothing in the pipe. Completely hollow. There's nothing in there. So, I hooked this up to the coffee can. It'll light up because it's metal. So, there you go, that's lit up. Say hello, buddy. Here's my cat, chilling. Touch this to anything metal, even the lead on my LCR meter, it'll light up. Like, how ridiculous is that? Lights up. Down there is where I'm getting the most power. It's being extracted between two grounds. Got stuff lit up over here. I can light up my whole room wirelessly. I've proven I can create unlimited amount of lighting from my device as long as each receiver has a separate earth ground. Consuming a little on the high side today, 20 watts, depending on how I tune it. I can get it to consume anywhere from 10 to 20 watts, depending on tuning. It runs off of a DC supply, so right here. I'll unplug it, drops to 0. Not consuming anything, because it runs off of this DC supply, you can see it. Everything is out now. Everything is out. I plug it back in. Boop. Everything comes back on. Try and tune it a bit to use less power. Keep the same power levels on the output, but reduce the input. Now we're consuming 16.7. Still same intensity on the bulbs. That little wireless coil lit. He just has an antenna wire coming off of him. It's literally just a wireless antenna wire. Nothing to it. Nothing inside it, completely hollow. I don't even need coils anymore. They're obsolete. I can use this receiver circuit that lights up pretty much anywhere I touch it to metal. Like, look at that. Pretty much anywhere I touch the metal, it'll light up. And I've noticed I can receive the power in the weirdest places too. Like, look at this. Lights up here sometimes too. Like, look at this. And this is in no way connected to ground. This is just a metal shelf with my roommate's hobby toys on top. I touch it to the earth ground of this heater. It lights up. It lights up even just getting close to the earth ground. Like, look at that. can create unlimited amounts of lighting. Close to earth ground. Boom. Lights up. No degradation in any of the other loads. Everything is lit. I had my whole room lit up last night. I had to disconnect some of them because the stuff was getting in the way. Very bright there. Works on the oven. Works up here. Boop. Really likes that hood. Works in my basement. I've even gone down into my basement, showing it working. Works on that heater. I'll go in the basement and show it working. Grounded switch, really likes that. Touch it to this vent, it'll light up. Look at that. And I'm far away from my room. Wonder if it'll light up if I touch to the metal of the chair. No, I'm too far away for that. Bet you if I touch to the grounded wall switch. Yup. Like, I'm touching the wall switch, nothing happens. I touch the light to it. That's because of the high frequency. You see that? Touch it to the water pipe. Very bright. Very bright on the water pipe. So I'm almost like I'm gonna blow the LED, touch it to the water pipe. I dropped my headphones. I wonder if I touch it to this pipe. No, might not be a good contact. Alright, see, I'm going back upstairs. Touch it to this heater. Boom. It's very bright. Oh yeah, my bathroom. Boom, very bright on the sink. Close to the ground, lights up. Whoop. This is real Tesla technology. It's probably the stuff they don't want you to know. How you doing, buddy? How you doing? It's lighting up near you too. What the heck? You're a wizard. You're a wizard, little buddy. It lights up near you too. Wow. Little buddy's a wizard. So yeah, in order to get this to work properly, you have to construct it correctly, which I've detailed in my other videos. It's the principles of construction that allow it to work so well. You need to construct it exactly like I do. This up here is the extra coil. So the extra coil is crucial for this device to work properly. As you see when I touch it, I detune it and kill the effects just by touching it. Touching it, I killed all the effects. So there's a fine line between this device working and not working. It has to be constructed pretty much identical to the way I made it, otherwise it will not function. And then you need you need one ground plane antenna to get it to work right. You just put one of these metal rods cut to the proper wavelength of your transmitter, which if you build it the way I do, you can cut this at, I'll measure it in a minute, but you just put this next to the transmitter and you ground it. So I just had 2 in parallel. All you gotta do, you put one of these next to your transmitter, ground it. You might have to experiment with different grounds, and you're in business. All I did here was have 2 of these in parallel for more current. So these extra pylons are just powering up other loads. One of the pylons powers up that bulb. That bulb's lit. This is lit. I can create an unlimited amount of power. No drain on the transmitter source. I just had that little receiver that I feel like I lost. That's all lit up very bright. And if you notice, if I ground it better, it'll get brighter. Like, it gets brighter when I ground it better. See that? It gets brighter from a better ground. I can continue this circuit here indefinitely with series connected grounds. And the loads will get brighter and brighter until something pops. I can run a motor at this power extraction point. I can run a motor, an incandescent bulb. This power extraction point, depending on tuning and weather and time of day, is anywhere a little bit above or under unity. This is the strongest power extraction point down there. So, oh, there's where I put it. I was looking for this thing. So yeah, I can run all these loads wirelessly. No degradation, no drain on the transmitter. And this is a modified Slayer circuit that's grounded. It's automatically in resonance with the earth. Run all these loads. And I still have the insane range effect too. No degradation. Like, how's that even possible? And sometimes it'll light up on the weirdest things too. I've contacted other big electrical engineers to help explain these effects and explore how to improve the device further. None of them get back in touch with me. It's very strange. Well, I shouldn't say none of them. I'm in contact with some real old-fashioned electrical engineers. The ones on YouTube don't get back in touch with me. Look, I just touched this to a wire. It lights up. I touched this to my door bracket. Lights up. Like, it'll light up on the weirdest things. It can pretty much be anything metal. Touch it to the metal of the soldering iron, it'll light up. Touch it to my cat, it'll light up. I don't know why you're giving off power, buddy. Yeah, what do you say, huh? You giving off power, dude? Oh no, I'm sucking the power out of you. Ooh. Oh. Little punk. Huh? What you doing? Little bitey. Warm up. Want to tussle? Little punk. He loves to wrestle, that's my cat. Raised him since he was just a little kitten. So anyway, this stuff pretty much, you can pretty much light it up on anything. Like, I'll even touch to the metal of my chair and look how bright that gets. Like, it acts weird sometimes. And I'll just take this straight piece of copper metal or copper pipe tubing. This was also cut. See, it's just a hollow piece of copper. I'll just put this near the transmit, not that close to the transmitter, but like a little under 3 feet away, and look. Just getting it close to the metal, it lights up. It's like a reflector plane. Ba-boom. Look at that. And you can see the circuit fully. Some people before said I'm hiding things and I'm cheating. I work 50 to 60 hours a week, and when I come home, I have time to tinker with this stuff, and that's it. I have no time for bullshit. This is all real research, and I have a GoFundMe too. So this is real Tesla technology. If that makes you nervous or frightens you, feel free to read a few ancient books on the subject. Like, it's all very real. The most efficient way to transmit power is without wires. Wires slow it down through resistance. You want high frequency, no wires. You'll experience superconductivity and over-unity effects, and they come from the energy gain of the Earth or the Sun. And when I say free energy, I'm not talking about creating energy from nothing. I'm talking about wireless power. You ground the system in a way where your transmitted energy gets a gain in power from the Earth itself or the Sun. That's where the boost in power comes from, the Earth or the Sun. We're not creating energy from nothing. So I got that out of the way. The only way to true free energy, I would say, is through a wireless system, no moving parts, high frequency, pulsed DC. And that's what my system is. It's a monopole type antenna. So, seems to be, I've already seen over unity effects. I'm pretty much at the point where I can self-loop it. I'm still not sure if that design is the perfect design. It's pretty good, but I'm not sure if it's the perfect design. I'd love to get it to be even more efficient somehow, because a little bit of heat builds up in the heatsink. And if I can make it so no waste heat builds up in the heatsink, it'd be even more efficient. My system can run off batteries. It can run off any DC source from 3 volts to 60 volts if I really wanted to crank it. Consumes under 1 amp, consumes about 800 milliamps from 3 volts DC to 60 volts DC. Any more than that, I'll blow the transistor. So, assuming 15.8 watts, even less. Still the same incredible effects. Yeah, I don't think I'm missing anything. My research is grounded in factual reality. I have over 100 free PDF documents from the electrical masters of the world on my computer in a folder that I had read to me through an Audible program. A lot of Ken Wheeler's work helped me with the thinking methodologies of how to get this to work right. This up here is the extra coil of the device. It's not the size of the device that matters. It's the principles upon its construction you take into consideration when building it that matter. So, that being said, you need the properly cut ground plane reflector antenna. You can even look this up on Wikipedia. When building a radio station, they make the correct ground plane reflector antennas. And it will be wirelessly coupled next to the transmitter, and so the transmitter can pump its energy into the earth. And you can receive your radio signal either through the earth or through the air, or through both. It's called a Marconi monopole wireless transmitter. So, receivers, when separately grounded, do not drain the transmitter whatsoever. They don't put a load on the transmitter. I can create unlimited lighting, unlimited power from my device. It's undeniable, it's real, it's true. It's old Tesla technology, made with solid state parts, no moving parts. Tesla used spark gap as a switch. We're using a transistor as a switch. So, seems to work. Just a modified Slayer circuit. And yeah, I have a GoFundMe for this technology. It's in the video description. and I hope breakthroughs keep occurring. I'd like to work on it more and longer, but I'm working a ridiculous amount to save some money and pay the bills. And yeah, thanks to all those who support me. I'd like to thank you, and I hope breakthroughs keep occurring. So, stay tuned. It's getting interesting. It might come to a point where I'm lighting up like 30 of these guys, or 10, 20, 30 of them all over the house. But yeah, thanks again. See ya.